Hello and welcome everyone. If you're new to this channel, then my name is Amit Patel and you are watching Musings with Software Engineer. If you're new, then subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon because on this channel, I share ideas, insight, tools, and tactics that can help you grow from where you are in the software industry to an epic level of success. So if you're new, then subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon. Let us begin. Abirup Dapta, hi Abirup, how are you, my friend? What to consider as feedback to manager for appraisal form? Is it good to mention any shortcomings? Uh, Abirup, see, here is the thing. Uh, you have to be a little bit tactful. Okay, there can be things that identify the things that your manager already thinks about you, both good and bad. Okay, if you identify those things when you're working with your manager, okay, and while working, if you understand the conversations that you have had with your manager, the way your manager gives you the work, the way you are delivering the work, and after that what is happening related to that work, based on that, if you come very close to what is already in the manager's mind, then whatever you fill up on the appraisal form, there won't be any conflict. Okay, also the manager will be happy that okay, this is what I feel about this person, and this is my feeling is exactly correct. Okay, but when you are mentioning shortcomings, make sure that you mention the shortcomings in a positive manner. Okay, don't try to mention some shortcomings just for mentioning some shortcomings. Also, don't try to mention some shortcomings which are where you are not doing any kind of an improvement. Okay, it then that is not beneficial, because that can become, if the manager does not know about these shortcomings, then there will be a problem, because then he will come to know one more thing that he did not think about, but now when he starts thinking about it, he will start seeing that shortcoming in you. Instead of that, only think about the shortcomings related to the project and the work you have done. If there is something that was mentioned by your manager, and if you have improved those things, then you mention that okay, initially this was the problem that I was facing, and with your guidance and with your support, I was able to improve this. And I will like to know whether this shortcoming is over or not, whether I'm able to come out of this or not. Okay, that is more positive than just mentioning the shortcoming. Okay, so yes, of course, because the column is there for a important part. Within, you cannot just keep it blank. You cannot just say, oh, I don't have any shortcomings. That would be a disaster. Okay, but when you're mentioning these shortcomings, try to think what your manager is thinking. Just get into the shoes of your manager and think about your interactions that you have had with your managers, and think from your point of view of your manager. Make a column on a page and start writing down what are the positive things your manager has said about you, what are the negative things your manager has said about you. On the basis of that, you try to design your appraisal feedback form. Okay, see, your manager has already made up his mind most of the time. Okay, but chances are, if your appraisal feedback form is good, okay, and try to look at everything, take your time to think about everything you have done for the last 6 months or 1 year, whatever time, from the last appraisal. If you are a fresher, then from the first day of the job till date, whatever you have been doing, if you are given a simple Excel sheet to do some really uh, some small work, even in that, if you have done really good work, okay, then that is important, because that is important for progress of that project, or that is important for the client. It is important. Okay, so look at those areas and see that you are defining everything clearly. Okay, um, I have taken more than 40 appraisal interviews. So I used to give appraisal during the period from 2010 to 2014. I was responsible for appraisal within my own software development unit. So during that period, I was handling around 40 engineers, starting with 40 engineers to 100 plus engineers at some time. So I was responsible for appraisal. It started with 8 engineers, and then it went on till my team was around 45 people, the R&D team. Okay. So during that period, I have given appraisal to around 40-45 people. And during that period, I used to go back and look at the history of 1 year of what each and every engineer has done. And I had various systems from which I used to take out data, and then I used to study. So I used to take 1 hour to 2 hours for each engineer before the appraisal meeting to come up with perfect data to make sure that whatever salary I'm going to give and whatever points I'm going to give, that is very accurate. Whatever information I'm going to give on the appraisal, because the person is going to fill the feedback form, appraisal feedback form. I'm going to fill my appraisal feedback form, and we are going to match it to see that it's very close. Okay, so if you start thinking from your manager's point of view, then your appraisal will become very smooth. Okay, and don't if you don't see, so don't relate your appraisal to your salary first thing. Okay, salaries are dependent on many factors. Okay, after COVID-19 there may be changes in the salaries, and companies may say, oh, we have such and such problem, because of which this year we are not going to give too much of appraisal, we are just going to give this much appraisal. Okay, take your salary as the feedback. Means if you get a lower salary than expected in your appraisal, then you think about whatever feedback your manager has given, and you try to improve those things in the coming years, coming months, or next few months. Don't just because you got a lesser salary, don't quit and go to some other company. You will do the same thing out there. Instead of that, understand the feedback from your manager and invest in your own self. Okay, invest in your own improvement, so that next time you get a better appraisal. Okay, don't quit unless you get a really good appraisal. When you have got a very good appraisal, at that time if you quit, then this appraisal plus something more will be what you will get, which will be good. Otherwise you will keep getting average salary hikes. Okay, so make sure you understand that. I hope you enjoyed this session. If you think you are not getting the right salary or promotions, you can get the link to my How to Become an A Player course in the description. Thank you very much. Stay focused, stay rich, and see you in the next live.